Hello, I am Super Orange Cat, and I've finally gotten around to watching the premiere episode of Demon Slayer. I watched the dub version that aired on Toonami last night. I DVR'd it because I'm not going to stay up to 2 a.m. to do a review on this, so I decided just to watch it, and I watched it about an hour or two ago, get a little time to really gather my thoughts, and I'm coming forward with my opinion on the premiere episode of Demon Slayer. In general, I was honestly a bit disappointed by it. I don't hate it. I don't think it's like trash, or I'm not gonna say it's a horrible anime. It's not. I still think it has potential, but at the same time, it really didn't feel all the hype behind it. Now, if you know the background behind this, is that if you've not been living under a rock, you know that Demon Slayer's probably been the biggest name to come out of 2019 in anime. I've heard a lot of people comparing this to like My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, Naruto, like how properties in the last decade or so that have just kind of risen up and become something that's actually dipped a bit into the mainstream. And although I can definitely see that type of appeal in this, I'm not feeling it as I did for those episodes. And I'm going to kind of just dissect why I feel the way I do about it. First things first, you go to the start of the episode, and it feels like they're setting up this tragedy so transparently. Like the whole look at this sweet moment that the main character has with his family. His family is so nice and sweet. They're like this ideal rural mountain family. They all love each other and they love each other to the point where even if you had no idea what the title of the show was, if you had no idea, if you've never even like watched an anime before, you could pretty much know something horrible is about to happen to this family. And it obviously does. They all get killed, with the exception of the little sister Nezuko, who is pictured here. And you might recognize her because she's been in a lot of memes. Because she's basically the whole thing's like, oh, look how cute she is. She's a demon, but she's cute. More on the demon stuff in a minute. So the basic plot is this perfect protagonist. I'm not. Thing is, he's like perfect as in everyone thinks he's awesome and nice. At least he's not like a Gary Stu in which he can do miraculous things. That's one thing the show really does have going for it. And like the one like special skill he has is that he has an amazing sense of smell, which is something they really emphasize the whole my sister smells differently. This doesn't smell like my sister. Like she's my sister, but she doesn't smell like it. And I smell blood. Oh no, my family is dead. They've been butchered by a bunch of demons. And then at the same time, though, like I said, if you watched the first episode of any shonen, you've probably watched the first episode of Demon Slayer. Because you have all these ingredients of this character who's a really well intentioned, nice guy with like one really, really special skill has something horrible happen to him, and the whole plot of the series is going to be him trying to avenge that in a way. Like for example, let's say Naruto. Naruto is secretly powerful because he has the power of the nine tails inside him, but at the same time, his one like ultimate fault is that everyone ostracizes him because they're scared of him in a way. Or like example, something like, what's the one trauma Gon had? Oh yeah, he doesn't know who the hell his dad is. Like you can point out any shonen or shonen-esque title, and you're gonna see a lot of similarities to Demon Slayer. And that leads to part of the reason why I think Demon Slayer became this massive force this year. It's very by the numbers. At least the first episode has. I've heard great stuff about like the rest of the show, so I'm definitely going to keep DVRing it. I'm still going to keep watching it. And some of the stuff I can give it credit for is some people thought were worried about the voice acting cast, especially how the main character is voiced by Zach Aguilar, who, if you don't know, also is the same voice as Koichi in Diamond is Unbreakable. And I thought he did a good job in his role. And also, a lot of people thought, like, oh, it's going to be so much CGI in it, because there was a lot of, like I said, I mentioned in a previous video before, when anime uses CGI or any real excessive amount of CGI, that's a really big thing. It's not like American animation where CGI is almost becoming second nature to us. In Japan, it's still kind of frowned upon in a way. And I thought the little bits, they didn't use that much in this episode, but the little bits that they had, I thought were really well done. Like it's far better than like Rooster Teeth would do or anything like that. And I thought where it was melded in with the 2D, it looked good. Like, I remember particularly there was, like, one bird in, like, one of the first shots of the episode that I thought fit really well in as a 3D beard and a bird in a 2D environment, and I thought it looked really good. It fit into the landscape well, but maybe we'll really have more of an indictment on the CGI when we go later in the show when there's certainly gonna be more fight scenes and CGI, especially if it's bad CGI, will become very apparent. So stay tuned to that more later, I suppose. But again, I thought the voice acting was pretty solid for the dub. I thought the animation was pretty good. No, and I like the general style it has too. At least the animation style feels a little different from the other shonen, and it feels like it's really going for this like highlight, like the highlighting light and dark. Like if you look like pay close attention here to the Nezuko who is in the picture here, if you look, the shadows are done well, like well located, and the right tints of color really give off like the environment of the snow village that they live in really well. And that's something I think is hard to really put in words, but I think it's something that really goes in favor of the show. But in general, like I said, maybe the show differentiates itself a bit in the next few episodes. I'm definitely going to keep watching it, but I'm not feeling all the hype we got, especially considering how this show is kind of weird, in which the dub announcement being on Toonami came way in advance of the show. Like I think in May, maybe it was like May or June, we got the announcement that this fall we're gonna get Demon Slayer. While for most other shows, you get it like a week or 2 weeks before it airs. So naturally, that's gonna raise the hype factor a bit, especially considering how massive this anime is doing well in Japan. That subbed was very well received here in the United States. So naturally, one's expectations are going to be heightened. And this show so far really hasn't lived up to that for me. Although it's not, like I said, it's not a horrible anime by any stretch of the imagination. I still think, at least stylization, it's one of the better anime on Toonami based on that. But at the same time, what do you guys think? What's your opinion on Demon Slayer? Do you like the voice acting as much as I do? What's your opinions on it? If you like this, if you want me to keep reviewing Toonami premieres like this, please like this video, please subscribe and hit that notification button. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.